So after they showed the recoupling at Casa Amor, and Trinity noticed, she was like, I think it was Trinity who said, "Where's the angel girl?" And Jaden was like, "She left after day two," and then Kata was like, "She left after day two," and they said, "Yeah, she left Casa." Then they showed Casey talking, and he was like, "There's not really much I can say." And then I was like, "Yeah, there isn't." And he was saying he knows it's a bad look, and I think he knows that it is a bad look. Is he sorry? I don't know. Is he sorry that it got caught on camera, which he should have known? I don't know. Is he worried about the public perception? Maybe. I'm sure they all are. But she didn't want to hear it. He said, "I'm going to apologize anyway. I apologize to the girls. I apologize to you." I do think because his reaction, the way he reacted, he genuinely probably hates that he said that. But I mean, is you said it. But while they're talking, Kata's talking to Jaden. She's like, "So if that girl was there, was he gonna keep her?" Like, Kata's like, "Wait a minute." So Trinity was like, "So if you didn't have a connection with Anaya, why didn't you just say that? Why would you keep her here? Or why not keep her here, but why would you still be with her? It's given you were just using her." And then she also said, "And everything negative you said about Anaya, it was because she wasn't kissing you. And it was all lustful. She wasn't kissing you enough. She wasn't doing this and that." And so then Melanie chimed in and she said, "Yeah, it does just seem like you were just using her. Like you didn't like her. You were using her to stay here." I do. I want to say about those two, when he was talking about he didn't get picked, and Anaya didn't pick him, and I understand him being mad about that. Maybe not this long, but being mad about it. And then, but then I do believe she grew to like him. I do, and so I think her feelings are genuine. So Anaya tells him, "When I say you're cowardly, this is what I mean. You're playing it safe." And they were like, "What do you mean playing it safe?" And Anaya was like, "I'm tired of y'all playing dumb. You know what you did, all y'all." And then Anaya said that Melanie said she's tired of him playing dumb, but Anaya said, um, "You guys were all bigging him up and everything, all of you." And then Corbin, he was like, "Can I ask a question? How was he playing it safe?" And that's when the girls were like, "What do you mean you were there?" And Trinity was like, "Are you blind, both?" And he was just like, "I was just asking a question. Can I ask a question?" Meanwhile, Kata's thinking. And then Tierra chimes in and she tells the guys, "What do you mean? You guys were all you're acting like you don't know what was going on, but each and every one of you pulled me aside and said that you've never seen him like this before." And then Kata couldn't take it anymore. She's like, "I have a question. So, were you going to bring uh, the angel girl back if she hadn't left?" So the guys, everybody, pretty much everybody chimed in and said that they knew he wasn't going to bring back Alana. Was her name? Alana. The guys were backing him up. Even the girls said that, and I actually think he wasn't going to bring her back either. I think there probably would have been more kisses and cuddles, like Kata said, but I don't think he would have brought her back. So the next clip, the girls get to pick, and it's I don't even think it mattered what numbers, whatever was behind the doors. I think production was going to play what they wanted to play. But anyway, the next one is Anaya, and she's getting ready, and it's her talking about, because they had just seen the footage from Casa More, the heart rate thing, and she said, "I'm just going to start playing the game 10 times harder." And when Trinity was like, "I think you shouldn't. If he doesn't bring anybody back, you bring somebody back, bitch." She said, "I'm genuinely tired of him playing. It's time for you to stop letting him play in your face. I'm tired of him playing in your face. Is genuinely irritating me as if it was me." And then this was the look on Casey's face, because he hates that Trinity has anything to say. And then here is where it gets really irritating, because the guys are looking like she's doing the same thing Casey was doing. And what? I don't even know how they. So they showed all her clips with Carl and her saying that Casey's open to explore, she's going to explore too. The guys, for some reason, thinks this is the exact same thing Casey did. I can't even. I hate having conversations with people like this. Like I do. And when they were kissing the girls, like, "Oh," and then Zach was like, "How's that?" "Oh," like it was just so irritating. So then this just ignited a big argument, and then Tierra had the nerve to say the double standard is, ugh, it's a double standard. How is it a double standard? And then the girl said it is not a double standard because I never disrespected Casey. So now Casey thinks like they've proven a point. And while the argument was going on, I don't know why Tiara was making this face like she just couldn't take it. Girl, first of all, you and Casey ain't gonna be together. And he had the nerve to say something. He was like, Anaya, I fucks with you, but you did the same thing, blah, blah, blah. And she said, but I was never, but he said, Casey just did it in a disrespectful way. Exactly, dumbass. Like, oh. Now here's Zach. He did make a point. He said it wouldn't have mattered who he brought back. Um, you guys, it is a little bit about him bringing somebody back because you guys would have been mad either way. They would have been mad at him if he had whoever he brought back. But then he said, now this is where he messed up. He said you guys ended up like attacking, or I think he said it, or not attacking her, but coming at her. But nobody came at Tierra. She came. She should have just been quiet. She started that argument at the fire pit. They might have been yelling at Casey, but they weren't talking to her. And again, here she goes. She was like, um, if Anaya had came back with some of the boys wouldn't have reacted to her like that or whatever. Like again, we nobody girl hush. And Kata and Tier or Kata and Trinity were like we do it again. And then Anaya was like, why are we giving him so much sympathy when he's disrespected me so many times? And he was like, and I'm sorry, you know, she's right, he did, but he did apologize. It just keeps coming up because different arguments are coming up. So then he gets up and he's all mad and like this. There was so much yelling and shouting. It was just like I was getting anxious. It was so much going on. And then Anaya's like, why is he standing up? Why are you standing? But then she gets up and stands and gets in his face too. And she was just like, just shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. And I'm like, okay, if you don't want him standing in your face, get out of his. She was doing entirely too much there. But when she was standing up there and they showed TT, I don't want to call her TT. They showed Tierra, and she was looking up like you could tell she wanted to fight Anaya. I'm not even gonna lie, she wanted to fight her. But it really was irritating me that they were like, why were y'all coming at Tierra? Nobody was coming at her. Nobody was coming at her. She was the one that decided to be TT. This scene was funny because Corbin was like, man, they be catching everything in this motherfucker, bro. Voice clear as fuck. So now we have the sincere clips. They showed him and Soul kissing and very sloppily, but then he went in. They were kissing, and then he went in for another kiss, like it was him. In comic relief here, Corbin, he goes, "Man, you went in for that shit, bro." Then they showed the clip where had just kissed when had just kissed, and Melanie went up to get him. And when she walked in, and remember, they kissed real quick, and then Soul got up and walked out. And then Melanie said, "Ooh, perfect timing." And Sincere said, "Yeah, perfect timing." Even the guys were like, "Man." Mm. And Melanie, more reaction. Even Casey was like, "I can't keep watching this shit, bro." I don't know what this look is. Maybe she's glad that he's getting caught. I hope that's the look because the Casa girls have been really smirking a lot. Yep, you're caught. And then they showed that clip of him saying he's never felt this way, and he's only had to chase Melanie. Like he always had to chase her. I was like, ooh. And they just went on to show so much, like how he was doing things on the same day, and even everybody was noticing it. Like even Corbin was like, "Shit, that's the same day." Everybody was like, I think the guys were genuinely shocked at how sincere was moving. And he told Soul this is what he wants. Just the looks on everybody's faces. Oh, we did get the Mama Happy clip. So he starts talking, and we all know Sincere is just it's blah blah blah. He even says, "I talk a lot and say, and it means little." Yeah. I don't know if Kenzie was just like everyone else about this, or if she's worried about her next clip, but she wasn't saying much. And then he had the nerve to say they should put old clips in though. Old clips of what happened? What did you old clips from last week? What do you mean? And then Amour's like, I can't believe I fell into that shit even after seeing it through. Yeah, I don't know what you smiling and laughing about. You saw that and you went in and you still wanted to get with him, but she probably just wanted to get in the villa, but still. Melanie was breaking down a little bit and she was like, can you hold my hand? And I'm shaking and, you know, mm. And I was like, you're not crazy. And then they showed the clip for next week and she gets up and goes off on Sincere or for the next part. So